dun 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 Let's set the scene. It's 2004. You're 10 years old, sitting in your favorite chair, reading your favorite book, and watching your favorite stop-motion film. When a thought hits your little head, oh, I can't wait to play this game on my PS2 and/or Xbox. But you can't. And your father comes in after a long day of work, and he crosses the room, and he turns his neck sideways, and he goes, "Mwah! One day, son." And then he leaves. And then when you wake up, there's no game. Where'd the game go? Oh, thank you. I love you, James. Capcom? I don't remember Capcom making any sort of games back then. I mean, Capcom made like Devil May Cry. They made that Mega Man game maybe once or twice. Oh my god, there it is! I must have been so stupid. Capcom is a god. Capcom makes all the good games. Capcom does no wrong. Why the fuck am I doing this? It's been 6 hours! Well, I hope you're prepared for the longest title in the world. What is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oogie's Revenge.
Alright, so it's 2004. Some adults decided that children can't play with toys no more. They're gonna go deaf. Some buildings decided that they're too emotional to stand upright. The public decided that if they can't get their Jack game, then they're gonna take it to the streets. And trains decided to end it all and cap their own knees. Bye, trains! And it just coincidentally also happened to be Bring Your Child to Work Day at Capcom. And everyone was singing This Is Halloween during their lunch break. And afterwards, they all sat down, looked at each other, and said, "We're bringing back Jack!" So they brought in Tim Burton. And Tim Burton was shaking everyone's hand. And he was like, "Oh my god, I'm Tim Burton with my Tim Burton hair." And they showed him the game. They showed him the goddamn game, and he sat there silently while he watched the slowest moving Jack in human existence. But did Tim like the game? Did he like it?
Exactly. It's good.
Yo, Tony, hit them with that plot. It's Halloween time again, and it's been a little under a year since the last time we saw Oogie Boogie. In this game, you play as Jack Skellington, who hasn't learned a single thing from the movie, and decides he's still gonna take some more time away. So before he leaves, Dr. Finkelstein gives you a parasite called the Soul Robber, and Jack falls in love with it immediately. He thinks it's
amazing.
So Chuckle, Knuckle, and Fuckle over here get so bored that they bring back Oogie Boogie, who brainwashes the doctor so that this six-eyed fuck can create an army of monsters to kill Jack, but you thought that's enough. Oh no! They gotta kidnap 5 of the holiday leaders so that Oogie Boogie can become the 7 holidays king!
Valentine's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, and the other holidays.
Come on, Jack. I understand that Santa Claus over here, he gets all the recognition, no big deal. And the Easter Bunny, he's pretty cool, he gives you free shit, no big deal. But one of these holidays is a freedom of expression, and the other one is an expression of freedom. Come on, Jack, come on! Anyway, this whole game is about collecting doors because you gotta stop Oogie from becoming the 7 holidays king.
Halloween holiday door.
You don't say. There's Valentine's Day, there's St. Patrick's Day, there's Thanksgiving Day, oh look at that, Independence Day, and there's Easter Day, but most importantly there's Christmas Day, and if you listen closely you can hear a familiar tune. Gameplay. This game ain't no Devil May Cry.
But I wish it was.
This game ain't no Animusha Warlords.
I wish it was.
This game definitely is not Dino Stalker.
I wish it was.
This game, this game ain't no Barbie. This game ain't no Barbie. Well, Brady, what's with all the comparisons? Well, I didn't realize this was a Q&A. First of all, they're all made by Capcom, with the exception of the Barbie game. That was actually a bit of a joke, so forget that one. Secondly, the other games have a lot more tension, also with the exception of Barbie. More on that later. But what those games don't have is a jarring transition from a fighting game to a singing and dancing mini-game during certain boss battles, where if you accomplish it, you can take off a good deal of your opponent's health. Unlike me, though, because I suck.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
This game is so dramatic. Oh my god, stop being so dramatic. And the combos are like bam, bam, ba, ba, wah, 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 ooh. What you are looking at right now is the entire extent of how deep the combat gets over the next 10 hours. It doesn't change when you are fighting skeletons, or when you are fighting ghosts. It doesn't change when you are fighting big boys, nor does it change when you are fighting big boys with big-ass axes. It doesn't change. What you are staring at right now is the entire combat system over the next 10 hours. Before we continue, though, let me talk some more about this tension thing I brought up earlier. This is the first boss in Oogie's Revenge. It's a spider boss. As you can see, bam, I just hit it in the back, and now it's going to go down. I have to kill the spiders to kill the boss. But this is the first boss in Devil May Cry. It's also a spider boss, but it's like, oh, wah! This is the screen you see when you die in Oogie's Revenge.
But when you play in Devil May Cry, the boss is like, "Hey, motherfucker! I see you are doing your best to outlast me, and I find it adorable."
And then you die.
He's already dead.
And for final comparison's sake, I'm going to show you this early cutscene from this game, Parasite Eve. It was a PS1 RPG, and new enemies that were introduced were sometimes accompanied by a badass cutscene similar to this one. And I don't know if it's because Square made this game, maybe they had a higher budget since it was an RPG, and they made a lot of RPGs back then. Well, that's a little gross. Ooh. What the fuck is going on? Ugh. What the fuck?
Anthony,
I don't remember this shit.
The door's not unlocking, Anthony.
What the fuck is going on?
You gotta fight this thing?
And this is how the
Jack.
first enemy in Oogie's
Jack
Revenge, a skeleton, is introduced.
Lot less tense. Mission structure.
Alright, so in this rather lengthy title, there's 26 missions total. 24 main, 2 side. The mission times themselves range from 5 minutes to borderline ridiculous. Sometimes the game's gonna ask you to solve some light puzzles, like so. And other times you're gonna walk around, stop, and admire the scenery like I'm doing right here. I chose this one in particular because the first time I saw it I was like, oh my god, this is so cool looking. But do you see what I just did there? I just unfocused this entire segment in less than 10 seconds. Now imagine I did that over the course of 10 hours and you have this game. You don't believe me? Let's go to the farm! Sheep will prance a merry dance. It's the Counting with Brady show for repetitive games. Brady's Counting Farm is possible because of contributions from viewers like you.
Is that a fucking spider? Cut! Are you boys and girls ready to count? Well, let's count! Gamer mode activated. These are the top 5 repetitive missions in Oogie's Revenge. Number 5. It's chapter 13. Your main goal is to run around and find 4 bats so you can lay them down in a coffin and save the vampires. Number 4. Doors, doors, doors! I hope you like putting doors where you found them, because that's all you're gonna be doing in this fucking mission! Number
I mean, seriously, do you think it's too young for me to think I'm having a goddamn heart attack around here? All I'm doing is yelling in the fucking studio. Why are you giving me that look? What do you mean it's on?
Number 2. I'm not even gonna try for this one. I just want you to see how annoying this is. You're gonna have to do this 8 times, okay? You're gonna have to do this 8 fucking times. Number 1. Door, door, gauntlet, door, gauntlet, door, gauntlet, door, gauntlet, door, door! Alright, kids, that's all the... What the fuck is that? Ryan, save the kids! Ryan, save the... Ah! Stick around, kids, because Brady's Counting Farm will be right back. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I cannot seem to understand why we are doing so many fetch quests. Nor can I seem to understand why I can't get around this fucking guy. Is Jack not the main character?
Coming to you live from Blue Ridge, Georgia, it's the 75-time award-winning Sportscast Network, broadcasting to over 6,000 homes across the United States, with Mike Farley and Todd Mitchells. This is
Brady Cast. Welcome back to Brady Cast. We are here to see whether or not Igor is in fact blocking Jack from reaching the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Mike, but I can clearly see on the field that there's a bit of a weight differential. Igor's about 450 pounds, and Jack seems to be a solid 90, leaving Jack to be a little underweight and Igor to be just slightly overweight. Both of these men are not in their prime, most definitely.
And we're going to turn it over to the Munch Cam, presented by Snickers, not a sponsor. And if you have a 75-degree mouth radius, you too could eat Igor on the field.
Those kids love their Munch Cam. As you can see, we are currently setting up the parameters for today's game. Jack seems to have a solid 12.81 foot run. He can either flank him from the right, or he can flank him from the left.
And we are just checking here. If he were to travel from the left, it would be just about an equal distance, so he is safe either way.
Oh, you're not kidding, Mike. We're going to turn it over to the state-of-the-art tracking software we have here to map out Jack's path before he clearly takes an impassable lead on Igor.
And using calculations only science understands, it seems to take only 4 seconds to get past Igor.
And as you can see, we are currently setting up our final calculations. It seems to be Jack has a solid 93-degree radius between the wall and Igor's left thigh. That's a generous amount of space.
Well, I agree, Todd, but it seems as if our software is beginning to crash, so that's all the time we have. We'll see you next time on BradyCast. Can we talk about for 1 second how much this game loves to waste your time with Chapter 12 over here, Runaway Plot?
My
I mean, the mission's very simple in nature. All you have to do is stop this fuck from riding his rocket boots throughout town. Shouldn't be that complicated. But no, when I'm throwing my presents on the ground, I'm like, alright, I got this. 13 seconds in, I finally got something quick around here. And he's running over, and he's running over, and he's like, oh, I'm so scared. So then I run over to chase him. Nope. And sometimes the game's like, oh, he's actually getting there. Let's make him go the other way now. Fuck you. So then I thought maybe I was misunderstanding it and I'll break it off of him. But then nope. Choo-choo, here comes the padding train. So I chased him for God knows how long until I accidentally pressed select. Stop the clown's unicycle to call, which might have a clue. What? I feel like I'm the clown. Why does she not mention this pertinent information earlier? So here we go, I'm wasting more time looking for God knows what. I'm talking to this kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's my soul robber, the doctor made it. And that's when it clicked. I gotta go to the doctor's. I gotta go to he's on the other side of town. Why is it wasting so much of my time? I don't want to take your fucking quiz. Listen, we both know this game's getting redundant, so I'm gonna read a fan fiction I found online. Chapter 1, Taking a Dare. It was Halloween, my favorite holiday, and we were celebrating a party at Max's house. Max was an ace baseball I met at my class and a friend. Ever since I first transferred to school, I usually not very found it good with sports and games. One time, my classmates took me on baseball, however, I wasn't able to swing a bat or catch a ball. I always let everyone down until Max took me on his wing. I know you were wondering where's story, just let me tell you later only when the time comes. Oh yeah, I beat the chapter. Oh, 41 minutes! Oh, and this shit. I cannot count how many times I've heard him yell Soul Robber in this game. I can't. He yells it in game. I thought I was safe, but he yells it in the cutscenes. I know Jack thinks it's sort of amazing. Amazing. Who thought this was a good idea? Someone sat there in the audio booth and said, nope, this clip was amazing, Chris. We gotta have everyone hear it every single time someone takes the enemies. Beat them to the fucking ground! And repeatedly, over the course of 10 hours, you're hearing Jack yell, Soul Robber! While This Is Halloween is bellowing in the background like I'm trapped on It's a Small World. It is a fucking torture experiment. It never stops! When I was a kid, I distinctly remember writing a report about how Pokemon made me uncomfortable because they said their names all the fucking time. Imagine if I started yelling, I'm reviewing right now! I'm reviewing right now! Wouldn't that derail the review a little bit? Wouldn't it? If you were at a bank and someone started yelling, Bank Teller! Bank Teller! Where's your bus fare? Where's your bus fare? Picking up! Picking up! Soul Robber! 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 Fucking Soul Robber! Soul Robber! Soul Robber! Soul Robber! Nothing in this game drove me more insane than the first secret mission, Deadly Nightshade. Premise is simple. You just need to pick up 3 fucking things. Well, or could that be Mr. Dramatic? Well, it ain't that fucking difficult for the first one. You just walk down, you kick some ass. Watch me kick some ass. Yeah, get him in the jump. Get him in the jump. And then you're done. Third one, real simple. You walk in a store, bam,
I
you're done.
guarantee this will take all that screaming to the next level.
For a frog's breath, first you need a frog. The doctor brings them at the junkyard, so try it there. This part right here is what set this entire review in motion, because I played this part and I said to myself, you want to know what? Everyone's got to suffer along with me, because it's not enough that you have to drag this metal container across the entire upper map. No, that's not the worst part, because I had to speed it up 500% to make this bearable. No, the worst part's coming up, my friend, and oh, look at fire! Oh, you thought that was bad, huh? Well, the following footage at the bottom right has been sped up 4,000%. Huh? How's that for bad? How's that for bad? I hate these frogs. You can only walk, but the controller doesn't seem to understand, and if you get too close, oh, I'm running away! But if you decide to run, they go back in the fucking water. And God forbid you grab them from a distance. No matter how many times you press the fucking Soul Robber button, they still get the jump on you. They still get the fucking jump on you! I've been catching frogs for 30 fucking minutes! God damn it! Motherfucker! I'm taking the meds! So eventually I got the fucking frog. Yippee! No big deal, because guess what? It doesn't stop there.
Sip of this soup. He'll be out like a light.
So then you go up the elevator. Congratulations! You beat Chapter 7. Let's see how long this one took. Oh, 50 minutes! Alright, so it's 50 minutes later, and he's lucky I'm not pushing him over the fucking balcony for raising my blood pressure for chasing those frogs. So now he's out. Let's kick his ass. So then the boss battle begins, and since I don't know what I'm doing, since it's the first time, I'm going, alright, what do I do? Alright, I'm gonna take this brain, and I'm gonna chuck it at his face. Wait, what's this time coming up for? Why is the time code coming up? What? You only get 10 seconds? I'm done. I'm done. I feel I've been going a little hard on this game, so let's talk about some of the moments that it has. I want to talk about how cinematic the opening of Chapter 8 is.
He'll be out like a light.
Jack hasn't seen old Dr. Finkelstein since the beginning of the game, and he's pissed. So when he finally gets a chance to confront him, you know shit's about to go down. Wait, did he just say Is he Berensteining me now? This game is redeemable. Anyway, the camera begins to slowly pan as the doctor looks over all of his destruction that he's caused. And he turns around, and he goes, "Wow, my brain's green now." And Jack's like, "What the fuck?"
Oogie switched your brain.
You knew this. You knew this! Okay, let's be kind. Let's rewind. At the beginning of the game, Sally wrote a letter that said that the doctor was being controlled by Oogie, the bad guy. And did Jack not think for 1 second that this could mean his brain? He gave Jack a weapon of destruction. And not for 1 second, Jack thought that this guy was being held hostage in some form. I chased frogs for 30 minutes! And then he's like, "I'm gonna get you, Jack. I'm gonna get you, Jack." And he's bringing the little camera back. And he's like, "It was my toys." The thing is coming down. Alright, so after many arduous hours, I finally made it. Oogie is pissed and becomes Mega Boogie or something like that. Jack shows off his scoliosis recovery, and for some reason, you're sniffing out gas leaks like you're Gassy the fucking rat. It makes no sense. I mean, the boss battle isn't that difficult, though. You just blow fire in Oak's face, whatever. It's not that hard. What's actually difficult, though, is when the final musical segment begins. Because I don't know if I made this clearer before, but I fucking suck at the musical sections. I suck at them. So now you are literally fighting for your life, because every time you miss a note, you lose a little bit of health. Let me repeat that again. You are dancing for your life. Why is this so difficult? I mean, at this point, do I even want to continue? That's honestly the question I have to keep asking myself, because there comes a point where being tortured is just way too much, and I've been doing this for too fucking long. What the fuck is that? So at some point in this process, I decided to take a 20-minute sabbatical from fighting the boss to grind out some coins so that I can afford another piece of health, so I can give myself a fighting chance, so I can get back to the final boss, and I die, and I die, and I die. At least I can say I tried. And is it just me? Like, I know I'm nearsighted, but it cannot be that bad. Why am I given half the space to work with during this song? It's the most difficult one! I'm gonna be honest with you here. I tried. I really did, but you're not seeing the credits, sorry. I mean, all in all, it's not a bad game. It's not amazing, it's just misguided. I mean, it's faithful to the source material, it just doesn't expand it. It's a product of its time, and it's hard to fault it for that. I mean, to me, it's as mixed of a bag as you can get, which is fitting, because Halloween's right around the corner. I mean, if I had to give a review score to a 14-year-old game, I wouldn't give it a number score. I'd give it a 2 zoops. There you go, first review in the bag. It's getting 2 zoops. What does that mean? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out later. All right, that's it. I'm done. There's the headphones. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. I'm the only Pumpkin King.